You're naughty. Hello, hello. It's Helen here from HelenMartinOnline.com, and I have little Harley with me. So that's the reason why I was a little bit late on my scheduled time, is this little rat bag was doing something that he shouldn't have been doing, like chewing on some cords. So hopefully I can put you down in a moment, you little rat bag. Just beautiful though. Beautiful addition to our family. Just a little rat bag. It's causing me some grief. Anyway, I am talking about today is what's holding you back. So let's have a little conversation about that. What's holding you back? I bet you already know what's holding you back. Let's just have a little chat about that. So for those of you that are on with me live, say hello, tell me where you're coming in from. If you are catching the replay, hey Courtney, how are you? Harley says hello, Courtney. If you're catching the replay, just put the word replay down below so I can say hello to you afterwards. If you're here with me for the very first time, please put the number 1 down below so I can connect with you and give you a shout out. Thanks, Courtney. He's pretty cute and adjusting to the family sort of really well. And if you are new to me, predominantly what I do is teach home-based business owners the skill sets required to bring your business online. So things like social media branding, lead generation, video marketing, and of course, mindset and sort of personal development. So once a week, I jump on live and talk about something to help us be a better version of ourselves, because we all need that. You know, people don't realize that 80 to 90, if not more, % of our success in, even how we think about ourselves, perceive ourselves, our life, our finances, our business is all to do with us. Whether we believe in ourselves or we're worried too much about what other people think and sort of how that sort of holds us back. So it's really important to try to work towards being a better version of ourselves every single day. And when you do believe in yourself and you have confidence in yourself and you don't care what other people think and you just go for it, that's when confidence grows. That's when you get courage, and that's when success follows in all different ways in your life. So today happens to be the day that I'm talking about this sort of mindset, personal development topic, and it's really about what's holding you back. And the reason why I wanted to raise this today is because last week, if you followed any of my lives or watched me last week, you'll know that I talked about Facebook Lives. Are you still not doing them? So if you missed that, just go back down the feed or on my website, HelenMartinOnline.com, to catch the replay of that. It's just a really good one. If you're fearful of doing Facebook Live still, you should be doing them, but you're just sort of a bit scared to do them, then, that Facebook Live might help you. But somebody reached out to me about that and said, they're trying to get up the courage to do a Facebook Live, and when they sort of went to push the live button, if you like, all this fear sort of came back, and even thoughts of what somebody had told this person, in previous years about how they weren't good enough, and it sort of all came flooding back, I guess. That's my interpretation of what she was saying to me, and it's like, how do I deal with that? She was basically saying, I don't have the confidence to push the live button because all this fear came up about I'm not good enough. Like, who's going to listen to me? And, this would be a common thing that people experience when you haven't done Facebook Lives regularly, and just to go live for the very first time, or even to do them regularly. And even when you do them regularly, trust me, there's still fear that creeps in about, are they going to like what I talk about, or what should I talk about today, or are they really going to care about that topic, or no one will listen to that. We often sort of second guess ourselves. And we also often know why we're not or we sort of second guess ourselves and have fear. So have you ever felt that before? Just self-doubt and things creep in. Who's going to listen to me? What should I talk about? I wonder if anyone would listen to that. Or you want to push the live button and, something's stopping you. So if that resonates with you, send me some likes and loves and just say yes down below, because I know, it's happened to me in the past, and I'm sure it's happened to others. Now, the reason why this comes up is usually related to something that has happened in your past. So fears that you have, doubts that you have, fears that people won't listen to you, fears that you're not good enough, fears that you're not successful enough, so why would anyone listen to you, those kind of things. It all comes from things that have happened in our past. I know for me personally, I've got a lot of things that I believe about myself because I lost my mum when I was a young girl. So there are things that I know are a huge makeup of the person that I am because of that experience. So for years and years and years, I wouldn't let anybody in. I wouldn't let anybody close to me. I certainly wouldn't let myself fall in love with anybody because my fear was that I was always going to lose them, like I lost my mum. I am a very strong, independent person, but that's because of how I grew up. I had to. I lost my mum when I was a young girl, and my sister and my dad was a real estate agent, so he was doing open inspections and all sorts of things pretty much 7 days a week. So my sister and I had to do a lot of things that people generally don't have to do when they're a young girl growing up. So I know that the person that I am today, and good or bad, is a result of my upbringing. So it's all these things that happened in our past. Maybe somebody has said something to you and, it's concreted in your mind that you're not good enough. It's concreted in your mind that, you can't do that. For whatever reason, it's usually related to something way, way, way back in our past that makes us believe I'm not good enough. So those kind of fears are the things that will hold you back. And for this person that reached out to me, they were trying to do their very first Facebook Live. And as soon as they go to push the live button, all these fears come flooding back of things that somebody told her many, many years ago. And it made her really upset. And I believe she was crying. And it's a really hard thing to do. So then you don't push the like button. You don't do what you want to do. And you're back to square one. So how do we deal with this is really the big question. Now, you might have heard me, if you've been on lives with me before, you might have heard me say this over and over again. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. So like this lady that reached out to me with the Facebook Live, and all these fears came flooding back and all these thoughts that somebody said to her, which was, I don't know what they were, but, maybe you're not good enough, all those kind of things. And she couldn't go ahead with the live, and it made her really upset. So in those times, you've got to understand that is a normal, absolutely normal reaction that your brain is wired to do, because our brain is wired to keep us safe. So her brain would be saying to her, this is really uncomfortable. You don't feel good enough to do this. Somebody told her way back when that she's not good enough for whatever reason, and that's just smack bang right in her face right there in that moment. So her brain's saying, this is uncomfortable, I don't want you to do this, and then she won't do the Facebook Live. So, you're wired, your brain is wired to keep you in that safe space. So what you have to understand with things that hold you back is that all the fears, the doubt, the things that make you feel uncomfortable, the things that, make you feel unsafe. That's a really bright light on me today. Sorry to interrupt, but as you can see, the heavens have opened up today and you can't even see the ocean. It's incredible, the view that we have here and the difference in the weather and what it makes. And it's really intriguing to me. The lighting that I have now is no different to the lighting I have every other time I do a Facebook Live. But usually the sun is behind me and I am dull because it's concentrating on the light behind me. Now I've got exactly the same light, but it's grey, out there. So the light is really, really bright. So I hope I'm not glowing on the video for you there. But I just noticed I'm bit shiny and glowing. But anyway, so what I was sort of discussing there is, you know, your brain is wired to keep you safe. So how do you overcome this? You know, how do you overcome what's holding you back? How do you get over that? That's the hard part. So knowing that your brain is wired to keep you safe, the only thing you can do, well, there's 3 things that you can do, and I just want to go through them quickly. So one is having a great level of awareness of that. You know what holds you back. I bet you know what holds you back. There are things that you will label yourself as. I'm not really that confident. I'm a shy person. I'm an introvert. Somebody told me when I was really young that I wasn't good enough. So, you know, I've stuck with that. I often think I don't good enough. I'm not good enough. Or I'm not as outgoing as that person. So then the comparison starts coming in. Or I'm not feeling really confident because I don't have many skills in that area. You know what holds you back. You know. Even if you don't think you know, trust me, you know what holds you back. So how do you overcome that? 1, firstly, know that you know, have an awareness that you already know. The thing is getting it from here to paper, really. So write down the things that you know that sort of hold you back. Also having an awareness. So number 1 is all about awareness. Knowing that your brain is wired to keep you safe. So if you've got fears and doubt and things that hold you back from doing Facebook Lives, things that hold you back from approaching somebody, things that hold you back from asking a question, things that hold you back from collaborating with somebody, things that hold you back from just, you know, really achieving what you want to achieve, know that that is fear and that's stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Your brain is wired to not let you go there. So when you have an awareness that, okay, I know my body, my mind is made up that I'm not going to go there, then you can start rewiring some things to help you get there. If you don't, you will never, ever overcome these things that hold you back because your brain is wired to not let you go there. So that's the first thing, the awareness. The second thing is, okay, this is what is holding me back. What do I want? What do you want? Are you clear on what you want? Write it down. You know, how much money do you want to make? How many clients do you want to have? How many customers do you have? What are you striving for? What do you want? So we often just run around life going, I want that, but I'm not really confident enough. Or I really want that, but, you know, who's going to listen to me? Or I really want to do that, but, you know, I don't feel I'm good enough, or I haven't had enough success myself, so who the hell's going to listen to me? And you just continually hold yourself back. So if you've got an awareness of what your self-doubt is, for one, okay, it's fear, it's lack of self-confidence, it's somebody told me when I was 10 that I wasn't good enough and I've hung on to that. Like, have some awareness of what it is that holds you back. And also have the awareness that the things that make you feel uncomfortable, your brain is not going to let you do the things that make you feel uncomfortable because that's what it's tuned to do chemically. It's tuned to keep you safe. So while it's tuned to keep you safe, you're probably not going to do the things that you know you need to do to get where you want to go. So the second thing is, where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? What are the things that you actually want to do that you are really scared of doing? Write them down. So the third thing is actually having the courage to do something about it. And I spoke about this last week as well, clarity and courage. You've got to be really clear. So this is the second thing. You've got to be really clear about what it is you do want. You know what you don't want. You know what you're fearful of, and we spend far too much time playing in our mind about what's not going right. Flip that and put your energy and focus into what you do want to go right. What happens in your brain? So I'll say this again, and people, those of you that listen to me live, you're probably sick of me hearing this. But knowing that your brain is wired to keep you safe, it's going to stop you from doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Okay? I've said that over and over again. So how do you overcome this? Is you've actually got to train your brain and move the biochemical sort of processes in your brain. Train it to think otherwise. The only way you're going to do that is to put new inputs in your brain. Thank you for pouring into us. Pouring into us. Do you mean my message or do you mean the rain? Hopefully you're meaning my message. You've got to put new inputs in your brain, because your automatic inputs from your subconscious, from your past, things that have happened way back then, I'm not good enough, I'm not successful enough, who's going to listen to me, you know, all those kind of things. And when you focus on that, all those things come from the past. Now, I just want to highlight to you, your past is part of you, but it does not define you. Yes, your past is part of who you are, but do not let it define you. It took me years and years and years to switch. The fact that I lost my mum when I was a young girl used to define me. Not anymore. And I'd have to say that's only really a recent thing. I used to make excuses for that. I used to label myself because I lost my mum when I was a young girl. And was it very impactful and was a huge part of my life? Yes. But do I need to let it define me? No, I don't. I am the only one that can change my life. I am the only one that can take the action I need to take to be successful and achieve in the areas that I want to achieve. How do I do that? I need to get rid of self-doubt. I need to get rid of the things that hold me back. How do I do that? This is what I'm explaining now. 1, great level of awareness of what are the things that hold me back. I know what my things are, and I bet you do too. Let me know. Do you know what holds you back? I bet you know the answer to that question if you really think about it. So have a level of awareness that. Also that level of awareness that your brain is wired to keep you safe. Okay? So how do you change that? How do you actually overcome the things that are holding you back? You've got to put new inputs into your brain to train your brain to change the chemical pathways to create new habits. Okay, because what holds you back is your habits. You think you're not confident. You think you're not good enough. That's a bad habit. It's probably been there for years and years and years and years. What purpose does that serve you? It doesn't. It'll only hold you back forever and a day unless you put new inputs in. So what do I mean by that? You need to work out what it is you do want. That was the number 2 thing. And then put inputs into your brain to support that. So when you say to yourself over and over again, and you do repetitive actions, and you say to yourself in the mirror, or you do affirmations every day, or you say to yourself, I am good enough. I can help people, in the masses. I am, a great salesperson, or not really a salesperson. I'm somebody that can give great value to other people. I am worth it. I was put on this planet to have a purpose and be valuable to other people and really make something of my life. Tell yourself that over and over and over and over again, and never miss a day. Never miss a beat. Unless you do this, then you have really no chance to overcome the things that hold you back. You've got to put new inputs in your brain to create new habits. Because the habits that you have now, I'm not good enough, I'm not confident enough, I can't do that, what are they going to think of me? What are my friends and family going to think of me? That's really scary, okay? Your brain's going to stop you from doing anything that's scary. So how in the hell can you possibly ever do the things that scare you the most when your brain is wired to keep you safe? You've got to put new inputs in your brain and change the chemical processes in there to create new habits. So your new habits, I am worthy. I am good enough. I am the only one that can control my destiny. It's not my husband, it's not my children, it's not my father, it's not my mother. No one else can change your life but you. And believe it or not, you can change the course of your direction of your life in one decision. But nobody does it because it's too hard and your brain's wired not to. So this is why, although in one decision, you could say, right, it stops now. You could say that now. Something stops now or something starts now. But you need to reinforce it because it's going to get uncomfortable and your brain's wired to not get you uncomfortable. So you're just going to retreat back to the way that you've always thought. You've got to constantly put new inputs in. How do you do that? You've got to tell yourself over and over again the things that you worked out at number 2, the things that you do want, the things that you do want to change. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat. Eventually your brain will create new habits about the way you think, and then it won't be unsafe anymore. It won't be uncomfortable anymore because that's your new normal. That's your new habit to be confident. So it takes time. You can't achieve this overnight. It's almost impossible, but unless you do the work at it on a constant basis, you're probably the things that you struggle with now, you're probably going to struggle with for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's just the way our brain is. So when you have a great level of awareness of this, you have the ability to change. But it requires a lot of work, hard work. So the third one was courage. Having the courage to do the things that you wrote down in number 2 that you want. So maybe you want to be more confident. Maybe you want to be more ballsy. Maybe you want to take more action. Then do the work every day to tell yourself, I'm an action taker. I'm an action taker. Eventually, the neural pathways in your brain will make it happen. What we do is we spend so much time telling ourselves, I'm not good enough. I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know if I can do this. I'm not successful enough yet, so who's going to listen to me? And you tell yourself that story over and over and over again. So that becomes your reality. You never achieve what you want to achieve when you continually tell yourself that. So change your story. Change what you are telling yourself. If you don't, there is no chance for you to change the course of your life. You're just going to get stuck there because your brain is wired to keep you safe. So number 1 is having a great deal of awareness of what it is that's holding you back. Remember, yes, it's part of you. Whatever's happened in the past, you've lost parents, you've lost siblings, you've lost children, whatever's happened, maybe something really catastrophic and dramatic has happened in your life. It's all part of your past. But seriously, it is in the past. It's part of who you are, but don't make it define you moving forward. It's a big part of your character, but it doesn't have to define you. Don't label yourself by those things. If you want a better life, if you want to achieve more, if you want to be happy, if you want to be more confident, you want to be successful, you want to sell more stuff, you want to have a really valuable, viable, business, put different inputs in your brain. I can do it. I am worth it. This is what I want to achieve. And then have the courage to take the action to achieve those things. Is this making sense to anybody that's still on with me live? I really hope that somebody out there is hearing this message, because we don't realize how many years, weeks, months, years you can get stuck with the same thought patterns and your life goes nowhere. You want it, you want more, you dream of more. But unless you put new inputs in your brain and really have a conscious awareness of what I'm talking about now, it's almost going to be impossible for you to achieve anything different than what you have now. It's a hard pill to swallow, but we are where we are in life because, we are the person that we are. So if we want to be a better person, if we want to be more successful, if we want to have better outcomes and be a better version of ourselves, you have to work on it. You have to put new inputs on your brain. And when you are starting to think, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can pick up the phone. I don't know if I can message that person. I don't know if I can do a Facebook Live. Remember, it's part of me, but it doesn't define me. I want more. I deserve more. I was put on this planet for a purpose, to give value to people. Think bigger. If you wallow in the self-doubt, if that's the input that you continually tell yourself, you're just feeding your habit. You're just feeding your habit, and that becomes your reality. Not for days, not for weeks, for years. So put new inputs into your brain. You are worth it. You are valuable. You've got a lot to give, you know, and your brain will start developing new habits in your thoughts. When your thoughts are where they need to be, your belief will grow. When your belief grows, you will take the actions that support your new beliefs. So it just all moves in a forward direction. So I really hope you got something in this message today. Any of you that know me on my lives, I'm really passionate about this kind of information, because only you can change you. Yes, I teach people skills to build a business online, but whether you're successful or not will not come down to the skills that you learn. Somebody can get lucky with some skills, but it won't last. The one major thing that's going to make you a better version of you and get where you want to go in life is all down to you and the thoughts that run through your head and your belief systems and your habits. So turn your bad habits into good habits. How do we do that? Put new inputs into your brain, so new thoughts into your brain, and just catch yourself and don't make yourself wrong when you slip up. So when you start to think, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I don't know if I can do this, go, you're doing it again, Helen. You're doing it again, Helen. You're doubting yourself. Get rid of that. That's in the past. It doesn't define who I am. I'm worth more than that. And just turn it around. Just turn around. It will take a lot of practice, but if you really want more success in your life, if you really want to feel better about yourself, be more confident about yourself, be a better mother, father, partner, brother, sister, you know, parent, whoever, if you want to be a better version of you, then you need to work on you. Create new habits, and those new habits will create new outcomes in your life. So I hope that was valuable. If that was valuable to you, anybody that's watching live or on the replay, please just put the word valuable down below, and please share this out. You know, this isn't, you know, a business related topic as such. I'm not asking you to opt into anything or sell you anything. This is just trying to help people being a better version of themselves and try to overcome the things that hold you back, because you're worth more. You're worth more. Yeah, please share this out to other people so they can hear this message. Now, tomorrow's Facebook Live. I'm a little bit early today because I've got lots of things to run off and do. It's morning here in Australia. It might be night time for a lot of you, you know, in different parts of the world. Thank you for your feedback, Anita and Alicia. I really appreciate you taking the time to let me know that. So tomorrow I am interviewing a very successful network marketer who has learnt the, I guess, the skill of getting off her personal Facebook page, learning about attraction marketing, going online and attracting people to her. And she's turned that into a 6-figure business by building her business online the right way. And she's recruiting people into her business left, right and center, and has actually attracted 6-figure earners into her business. And I think she even attracted one 7-figure earner into her own network marketing business. So I am interviewing her tomorrow. So that's my sort of normal time. I'll put up a post in a moment about what time I'm going to live, and you'll just see that in the feed because it converts it to your time zone. So please, when you see that post, jump on tomorrow with me live, because that's really going to be an awesome interview, and she's going to give you lots of value about what's worked for her, and you know, some advice that she can share with us about what to do to build your business online, and how that results in building, you know, network marketing business and recruiting people. So from me and Harley, say goodbye. He's very content in my arms here. But thank you very much for staying on and watching. those of you that are on the replay, thank you for catching the replay as well. And I'll catch you tomorrow for that live with a special interview. So I'll see you then. Bye.